It's the end of a Viking warrior's life, but the beginning of a legend. As the icy winds of the north swirl around him, his family prepares for a funeral, unlike any other. No simple cremation or burial in the ground for this mighty warrior. No, sir. His final journey will be a grand spectacle, a celebration of his life and a guarantee of his safe passage to the afterlife. He will be buried standing upright in a boat, surrounded by his weapons, food, and drink, and perhaps even a sacrifice or two. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into the world of Viking death rituals. Get ready to have your mind blown because what we're about to tell you goes way beyond the Hollywood version of those ferocious funeral pyres. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Burning boats, a staple of the Viking funeral in movies like The 13th Warrior and The Last Kingdom. It's epic, it's exciting, but it's not entirely accurate. Archaeologists have found evidence of only about 10% of Vikings being cremated. Boat burials on water, while dramatic, were incredibly rare. The vast majority of Vikings were laid to rest in the ground, typically in boat-shaped stone arrangements known as ship settings. These weren't just graves. They were spiritual vessels designed to carry the dead through the underworld. The process began with placing the body, often in a coffin, inside the boat-shaped chamber. Grave goods like weapons, jewelry, or everyday items were carefully arranged around it. Then the entire structure was covered with earth, leaving only the top of the ship visible. Some ship settings were simple affairs, while others, like the Oseberg ship burial in Norway, were incredibly elaborate. The Oseberg burial contained the remains of two women, possibly a queen and her servant, along with horses, dogs, and an ornate wooden cart. But the most fascinating aspect of these rituals was the idea that the grave itself was a boat. As the burial mound was constructed, it was believed to be a vessel carrying the dead on their final journey. The direction the ship was facing would determine the destination of the soul. East for a heroic warrior meant a voyage to Valhalla, the Hall of the Slain in Asgard, where heroes feasted and fought alongside the gods. West, toward the setting sun, signified a journey to the land of the dead. What about the Vikings who didn't go out in battle or die a heroic death? How were commoners and even slaves buried? Common Vikings were laid to rest in simple graves with fewer grave goods. Some, including children, were even buried en masse, suggesting communal rituals and beliefs. Slaves and servants were sometimes buried in a different way, facing away from their master's grave, indicating their subservient status even in death. But there were also cases where slaves or sacrificed individuals were buried within the same grave as their owners. These disturbing practices suggest that Vikings believed their deceased required servants to accompany them into the afterlife, ready to serve them in the next world as they had in this one. In the next video, we'll delve deeper into the dark side of Viking death rituals, including human sacrifice and the truly terrifying practice of burying the living. Stay tuned.